Hello everybody, my name is Anthnwam. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play series in Hearthstone 4, Kaiserreich is the Ottoman Empire. Now you might be thinking, didn't you just play the Ottoman Empire like 2 or 3 months ago? The answer is yes, I did. And also you might be wondering, why are you starting on this screen? Because you never start on this screen. Well, today we're going to be playing as National Populist Ottomans, which I didn't actually know was even an option. Until I think I read about it on the Kaiserreich subreddit at some point really recently. So, in order for this to work, I like to be upfront. If I ever use the custom game rules, I like to be upfront with it. So in order for this to work, we need to go for some very specific options. Like, these need to happen. So, it has to happen for NatPop Ottomans to actually take over. So we need to take... Sannikov needs to take over in Russia. This has to happen. The Congress of 1936. The Totalists need to win. And the Maximists have to, maintain control over Britain. In the Commune, I think it's the Sorlians need to win. Any of the Totalist factions need to win. Sorlians got to win the majority there, and that's basically, I think, all we need for this to work out. Like even if you look at the Ottoman Reformation, it doesn't even show up here as an option for the Ottomans to actually do. But now that these are all set in place. Now that should happen no matter what. I think the Silurians are the ones that can't get cooed. But yeah, National Populist, Totalist, start as the Ottoman Empire. So what's going to be happening? We're not going to read any events, because again, we did play this like 2 months ago. We don't need to read all the events again. Unless it's very specific to what we're doing. So, what needs to happen is eventually, at some point, I don't know when, the military is going to have a coup. When the military does a coup, we need to make sure it succeeds. After that, the military coup needs to reinstate democracy into the Ottoman Empire. At that point, the National Populist can be elected. And the reason we're going to play as National Populist is because I've heard that they're very, very difficult. And I'm not too sure what would make them more difficult than the standard Ottoman Empire tree. My guess is that everybody in the Empire is going to hate you. Like, that is what makes the most amount of sense to me, is that everyone in the world will be mad that you are a National Populist. Which is going to probably get every little faction that can rise up probably will rise up. And maybe some bonus ones that I've never seen before. I'm not too sure, but we'll see how this goes. Again, I don't know when the coup will fire. I'm hoping in at least the first year. I'm hoping at least before... the war with Egypt begins, which should at least happen. I mean, right now, the election's supposed to happen in October 1939. But I would imagine that... Yeah, the Ottoman army, balance the budget. Like, the treaty, of course, doesn't even show up here as an option. Free civilian factory. Of course, we're going to go for some military just around here. People are not happy with us. Not a surprise. Military mission we don't care about. I just want to get our army and navy experience. Is there anything else we can do? Expand it to meter system and send a military mission to people. Let's not send a military mission to anybody, because I'm pretty sure they will all end up going to war with us anyway, so let's not worry about it. The Valays. Yeah, sure, we'll expand that. 400 days, no big deal. Just let me play already. We don't care about, what's happening. Yeah, we've read all those events before. We don't need to read them a second time. Which I know for some people, they'll be happy about that, because they don't like when I read all the events, but... we get these guys, just in case we need to go with Bulgaria as well. At some point in the future. I'm assuming the National Populist. Kornilov storm Moscow. I'm actually wondering, does it say here who they are? Turk Auckland. I'm assuming they are like a Turkish nationalist party. Which is, of course, going to make everybody in Arabia very, very, very mad. But I mean, we'll see how it goes, for sure. Expand... Mecca, desalination operation, sure, why not? We'll be cancelled if we have a non-socialist authoritarian government. This will get cancelled. Which I'm assuming the national populace will probably be, if I had to take a guess. Okay, Trade Union Congress. These guys, again, they should... I'm trying to remember when the elections of them actually happen. It happens in... I think this year. I think it is a 1936 event. Yeah, so Kornilov's taken over in Russia. And eventually Sannikov will rise up there. Medrus fights back against the OHF. Who cares? Right? Like, it's not a major concern of ours. The law's passed. I don't think any of these matter. Sure, the law is passed. No big deal. Then we will found the Judicial Commission. Apparently failure to do so will have severe consequences. I'm sure it's not going to be a bad thing. Black Monday. The Solarian has been elected in France, so you are now totalist. And soon... Because, yeah, you're doing your trade congress right away. I think it's like a long one, isn't it? Isn't it like 100 and something days? I think it's like 120 days or something for this focus, because there's so many little events that fire off throughout. Third democracy, unrest in Beirut has expanded. So, I mean, I'm hoping that I haven't screwed something up along the way. I don't believe I have. Okay, Valois is now in charge here. Charge of the Solarians. Basically what it goes down, this is our Black Monday event. So probably as soon as this focus we're doing now fires, we'll just okay, Anqing's declared war. War's happening over in China. Not a huge surprise over there. Because now that this is done, we can start trying to fix Black Monday. Factory output plus 15%. What actually is our penalties for Black Monday again? As it's actually not so bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not... It's by far not the worst in the world for how these could affect your countries. Yeah, and Afghanistan, unsurprisingly, has lost their war. They are still independent. Shut on clique. Apparently, they're national populist. They will go to war here. And now all you guys are here. I think you guys are immediately going to go to war with each other. Who's going to rise out on top? Not too sure. Our renovations are finished. Yeah, now you are totalist as well. Mosley's been elected chairman. There's liberalism goes up. Authoritarian democracy goes up a little bit. Now that we're here, let us raise import tariffs. Trying to make sure our penalties are not so bad. I'm trying to think, like, when will... I guess you're not technically national populist yet, because because Kirillov is still in charge. Sannikov will take over at some point. Just don't remember when. I wonder if Italy will go totalist as well. Okay, basis of the Reformed Code. Okay, let's get 10% stability. Let's base it off the Islamic Code. Forage of progress. We have not balanced the budget, which is all the way down here. Depression. Consumer good factor minus 10%. Women's rights. And more stability loss. That's fine. Or at least it should be fine. Technology to research. Let's go for... Definitely more research speed. Always a nice thing to have. So what else is happening? Because Anqing is fighting a two-front war. I think it looks like they might end up winning against both sides. United States riots in Damascus. I mean, they're not very happy with us, but that's okay. Imperial Conference. Guerrilla warfare. Anybody else doing anything a little bit different? I mean, it's only April, so, you know, unique and wild things happening this early on are not, you know, 100% likely to happen. Great debate. We'll see who takes over in Poland. Whether or not, it kind of determines whether or not they go with the Reichspakt or if they join up with the Russians. I think as long as they don't join the Austrians or the Germans, they'll basically almost always join up with Russia. I know there's a very, very rare chance that Ukraine and Poland can form like a syndicalist alliance if they both go syndicalist, but I don't think I've ever naturally seen that happen. Like, it's very, very rare. I mean, first, Germany has not intervened in either of these conflicts, or in either of the revolutions, I should say. Which already, I think, is a little bit unlikely. Expand the reserves. Apparently, you have military access. No, they have military access through us. Red riots in Aleppo. Why do they have military access? I have no idea. They're not allowed. No, get out of here. You're not allowed to, like, walk through my territory? Get out of your mind? Again, it would be nice for us to, you know, take over. I think it's these two regions here. I don't think they have any natural resources, but they do have about, you know, 500,000 population that we can maybe use for future combats. Because, again, once we go national populist, I'm not too sure how things progress. Like, from that point on, I don't know what really happens. Paramilitary wing of the SSNP, which is... I don't actually know who the SSNP is. I know that's the Syrians, right? I know it's like one of the militias. Let's restrict foreign exchange regimes. I mean, going to war with Russia makes decent sense. Going to war with the Reichspakt is a little bit different. I don't think I've never seen the Ottomans actually get involved in the war against the Reichspakt. Increase attacks in Hejaz. The Caliph does not bow. Give me more rifles. Give me reinforcement rate. Both really nice techs to have. Even though I think Have I been neglecting industry techs? Yes, I should have been researching these, but we'll worry about that in about 119 days when our next technology is actually available for us. War support mine is 95%. We have no war support. Okay, trouble in Fazan. Let's send in the troops. We got some military missions now. What do they actually do for us? Struck some railways. Integration is 10%, so I feel like they might try to rise up against us at some point, if I had to take a guess. Can I not do a military mission? I want to do a military mission. But maybe they won't allow me to do it right now. Which is unfortunate. So we got two... Okay, one more day till you're done. Let's go for more factory output and more construction speed. I mean, that's basically as good as getting the research, right? Okay, coup d'etat in Siam. How are these guys all going? I mean, pretty alright. Full control over Argentina now. Which means you'll probably start invading Chile. And this other guy fairly soon. Actually, no, it looks like you still need to make sure all these guys are no longer trying to rebel against you. I mean, you're still my puppet, but I have a feeling that Cernacia is going to eventually declare war upon us. That seems very, very likely, as unfortunate as that is. I mean, hopefully they don't get us into too much trouble. You know, we could import some steel. Let's import some steel from the United States. Sennikov is still not in charge of Russia quite unrest. Yo-yo inspired unrest. Yeah, take all the yo-yos away. Yo-yos are the product of the devil, and I will not have it in my Ottoman Empire. Absolutely not. But Jamal Shamir, yeah, you are a puppet of ours. Nej and Hassa. They do exist. It would be nice to go to war with them, but unfortunately it's just not possible. I mean, we want Arabia to eventually try to lean towards us. Poland's gone for a new king. They have gone for the Habsburg king. Pretty much just okay, royalistic against parliamentarians. I think this is like literally the exact same war. Is this the same war that we fought? I actually don't know. Who will come out on top? We shall see soon enough. I mean, it's very, very similar to what we were doing in our campaign in Siam. An airport's been opened. I mean, it's always nice. All these things are, like, nice for us. We do have a lot of rifles as well. Let's at least make you guys into 20 combat with. Do we have enough rifles for that? We do. And we should have more than enough manpower to deal with it as well. Okay, so the left camp teams are doing pretty alright for themselves. They have one military factory. Congratulations to them for making some progress. Okay, Indochina has declared their independence. We'll see how the Indo-Chinese Union actually does. I mean, they usually win. I think if you're to do it like a simulation of 100 times of this that war, that the Indo-Chinese Union wins, I would say about 65% of the time. 66, 2/3. Seems about right to me. Military's role in Paraguay. Do you guys actually have a focus tree? You do. Poll Committee publishes report. Palestine should realign itself to us. Let's keep on doing it. Let's balance the budget. We've already dealt with Black Monday. Fantastic news for us, for sure. Senikov still is not in charge of Russia. I'm trying to remember, like, when they actually... Like, when does he actually coup the government? Okay, so the Syndicalist party's risen up. I mean, I don't think there's any way for the Ottomans to go Syndicalist. At least to the best of my knowledge, I don't think anybody here can go Syndicalist. I guess Persia can. Persia can actually go Socialist. But I don't think anybody else... Actually, no, this guy can go Social Democratic. We've seen him one time before join up with the Internationale. But that's really been about it. Okay, Nejin Hassa, Muscat. Are you my puppet? No, you just kind of exist. I mean, we want Jamil Shamir to actually win the war. We want them to win because they're the most likely to remain loyal. But maybe if we go National Populist, they'll still be very upset. I don't know. It looks like they're going to lose the war. Which is not wonderful for us. Okay, thank you for the guns. Let's now get our industry attack that we should have gotten a while ago now. Okay, the budget's been balanced. Let's do 4 years of progress. Kind of like do all the industry techs right away. I think that's going to be the best for us. Yeah, Jamal Shamir. I could sign on volunteers. You can sign on like 1 division or no planes. Do I have any planes myself? I have about 75. Okay, not a ton. I mean, we have some in storage as well. Let's just crank you both each up to 100. Okay, so have some planes like this. Make our better rifles. We don't have military factories to really do not even to produce our inter-war bombers, which is unfortunate. Don't put that many into artillery. At least not right now. It's probably not worth it, if I had to take a guess, but who knows? Peasant negotiations removes on October 14th. Economic depression. Austerity measures. I mean, Boris Senikov. I mean, he'll eventually take over. And at that point, I'm assuming what's going to happen. Because again, I'm assuming what the event says is something like, you know, radicals have taken over, you know, the Internationale and Russia, so we need to protect ourselves. Or like the Caliph or the government right now is too weak to deal with all these, you know, far left, far right extremists. And therefore the military needs to step in to strong out the state. Or something like that. You know? Okay, Jack Reed's been elected President of the United States. Which means we're going to have a nice four-way civil war very, very soon. So I'm pretty sure there's no way to avoid a four-way civil war once you've elected Reed. Nej and Hazza has won their war. Which is very unfortunate for us. We'll see if maybe they will... I mean, the Ep.1 revolt will probably fire soon. And we'll see if at that point, maybe you can weaken them a little bit. ANI is winning the elections over here. It looks like you guys have gone radical socialist. So nothing too crazy. The road to war, expanding industry in Scotland. Yeah, let's see. What are other people doing? You guys have gone... I mean, it seems like you guys have been going radical socialist a lot recently. And joining up the Internationale. Unsurprisingly, the left KMT is going to lose their war. I don't think anybody should be too surprised by that, though. I don't think they... I mean, to win as the left KMT, it takes a lot of work, as far as I'm aware. Like, I think we tried it once and we failed miserably. But I think it's going to be a good time for us to also end this episode. So thank everybody for watching. My name is Anthnwam. If you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. Not enjoying, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.